Hello and welcome to the final E3 preview from Expansive. We've really enjoyed doing these, so thanks so much for tuning in. And of course, it's what many say is going to be the show stealer for this whole conference. And you know what? I am inclined to agree. Nintendo. You can watch that at 9 AM PT, 12 PM ET, and 5 PM BST on June the 13th. And what we do know is going to have Switch games only for 45 minutes of this direct. It's a bit longer than normal, and it's, well, the rumours are interesting, but there are also a few confirmed things which are also making it just interesting on its own. We're just going to dive right in because there's loads to talk about. So the persistent rumour of Fortnite, it's basically been confirmed to release on Switch at this point. It's a bit of a shame for Nintendo. It's likely to shadow drop during the conference, maybe just slightly afterwards, as confirmed by Chance the Rapper and many others. We don't know what Fortnite version we're going to get. We're expecting the full Battle Royale experience based on the way people have been bigging it up. It's been leaked through listings online. It's been hinted at by various people. It's been seen on show floor listings. It's happening, guys. We just don't know what form it's happening in, and we're expecting it to release on the eShop this week. So that's a huge acquisition for Nintendo. It's a huge title to come out, and the big news is potentially it could be cross-play with Xbox, that is absolutely massive in terms of what that means for the wider scene of playing Fortnite online on consoles. Sure, PlayStation 4 owners, they've got themselves to play with, but Fortnite on Switch and Xbox playing together, as similar as you've seen on Rocket League, and also has been revealed on Paladins, which also got leaked and has now been revealed and will probably release this week as well. It's big stuff on the horizon for Switch. You got two titles which are going to be basically everyone can download. And Nintendo have already told people to bring their Switches to E3, so it suggests to me that Fortnite being available makes sense. Paladins also being available makes sense, means people can play together online. And we also found out last night in Bethesda Showcase that Fallout Shelter is also released on Switch, so everyone can download it. That's three massive titles just available on the eShop from this week. This is such a huge deal, guys. We can't wait. We just can't wait to find out more details about that. But wow, just that in and of itself would make any conference. But this is Nintendo, and we know they've got plenty of secrets up their sleeve. One we do know at least about is Smash Brothers. We know for a fact that more details are coming. We saw a teaser at the last direct right at the end, got everyone talking, the world in buzz. We're expecting it to release in 2018 as well. We know it features Splatoon characters, Mario and Zelda characters. It is still unclear if this is a remaster of Smash Brothers for Wii U, if it's a halfway home between a brand new game on Switch, or if it's a halfway home between what's previously come on Wii U, or it's a brand new game entirely. We don't really know. We know full gameplay is expected during the direct. There's a big tournament happening at E3. A lot of people have already got hands on with it already. We're expecting some surprise character announcements, maybe to continue the relationship with Xbox, perhaps Banjo-Kazooie and Battletoads. Maybe we'll see the return of Solid Snake, maybe Rayman. There are so many characters that could appear because Nintendo have got such a great relationship with so many people at the moment. Great third parties, even with first parties at Microsoft, so Smash Brothers, this could be the biggest Smash Brothers yet in terms of the roster that's available. There are tons of characters that they could have worked on and get involved with. Who knows who's going to show up in Smash Brothers. Very excited to see what the secret characters are. Very excited to get some more details on Smash Brothers. It's a big release for Nintendo. It's coming this year. It's likely going to launch with their online system. It's a big game. As if this year needs any more big games, right? We also know for a fact that Mario Tennis Aces is launching just 2 weeks after E3. Already played the demo, the online multiplayer demo. It looks great. It plays great. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It could be a bit of a sleeper hit this summer, and it certainly appears it's going to be the best tennis game that's released this year because, well, I won't get into the other two, but some diabolical stuff has been happening there. Looking forward to playing Mario Tennis Aces again. A lot of fun. Great game. We also know the Splatoon 2 Octo expansion is coming this summer. That was revealed at the last direct as well. We're expecting some new gameplay and details on that at E3, as well as Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, which is also a Wii U remake that's also coming on the 3DS. That's arriving in July. We know that there are some new levels from Mario Odyssey that are being included, but we might get a few more details at this direct. And Octopath Traveler, which is another big third-party exclusive for Switch that's releasing in July as well. We may get a few details on that, although that may also be revealed at the Square Enix press conference. We don't know which way that's going to go yet. Now then, let's get to the juicy stuff, shall we? So Yoshi Switch has been confirmed. That's been unveiled at a direct. We don't know a title. We just literally got the working title of Yoshi. It is rumored to be Yoshi's Flipping Island, according to a 4chan leak. It looks very similar to Yoshi's Woolly World. We know that, but we also know that the environment flips around, so that would kind of make sense. It's a brand new game, so it's not Woolly World being remade. It is expected to launch this year, and so we're expected to get a release date for that, and probably a bit more details on the game as well. So Yoshi's whatever will be talked about this direct as well, no question about that. What is a bit questionable is whether we will hear more on the new Fire Emblem game, which is also being rumoured to release this year. Lots of big stuff. This was announced back in January 2017, so it's been a while since we've actually heard anything more on this. In that time, obviously, Fire Emblem Warriors has released, which has done really, really well. Fantastic game on Switch. We don't really know anything about this other than it's expected to be a full Fire Emblem installment, as is we've seen on 3DS and previous Nintendo platforms. Fire Emblem is one of those titles that's been shrouded in mystery, but we're likely to find out a bit more at E3 because it's the perfect time to say, you know what, this is happening, and you know what, if that released in 2018 as well, yeah, it's just the craziness. I mean, Switch has had a bit of a quiet first half of the year, admittedly. I mean, don't get me wrong, after the likes of last year, it kind of deserved to have a bit of an off couple of months, but I'm expecting the second half of 2018 to be pretty busy for Switch, and it'll certainly keep the momentum up. And that's also foregrounded by Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, which was revealed at the Pokemon event a couple of weeks ago. That's coming in November, syncs in with Pokemon Go. It's basically reimagining the Pokemon Yellow, so it's basically a full-on Pokemon experience. It uses Pokemon Go mechanics. It's a little bit different to the kind of the standard Pokemon Gen experiences that people are used to. That is apparently coming in 2019, so that's exciting. But yeah, we're going to get a Pokemon game on Switch at the end of the year. This is going to be a huge 2018 for Nintendo. It's a huge 2018 for the industry. It's crazy. My mind is blown just thinking about all the stuff that's coming out. Also, kind of potentially expected is Metroid Prime 4, which is rumored to be in development by Bandai Namco. It was teased during last year's E3 Direct. There are more details potentially could show up, and maybe just a little bit of gameplay. It's not expected to launch this year. It's probably a 2019 title, maybe even the latter end of 2019, so it's a little while off yet, but we might see a bit more about Metroid Prime 4, which we know for a fact is happening because it's been confirmed by Nintendo. So we may find out a bit more about Metroid Prime 4, which is coming up because it's been confirmed by Nintendo themselves. What we're also expecting to see, maybe it'll get its own direct, not quite sure yet, a Switch Online details. It's coming in September. It's a big thing for Nintendo, big release. So they may decide to dedicate an entire direct to that ahead of the launch, but it's basically going to be their version of an Xbox Live PS Plus system. We know it's going to have cloud saving, that's been confirmed. It's also going to have NES classics involved in it. So if you own the subscription, you'll have 10 NES games to play immediately. It's pretty cool. And then those change every month, a bit like I say, the PS Plus, Xbox Live Gold systems, but it's going to be slightly cheaper as well than PS Plus and Xbox Live Gold. I think it's going to go for about £20 a year, but then that'll probably increase over time. But that basically means if you want to play games online on your Switch, you will need to have the Switch Online component. So we may get some more details on that at E3, maybe perhaps specifically the titles that we're going to get, the NES titles, but I would suspect it will get its own direct in the next month or so to really properly allow Nintendo the time it needs to explain what the online component does, what they are offering with this package, and maybe talk about some of the future goals for it as well. The 3DS isn't being forgotten about though. We're probably going to see some stuff on that at Treehouse. We know WarioWare Gold is confirmed for August. We also know that there's a Luigi's Mansion remake due this year as well, which is going to add some new time attack and scoring options. Might get some new details and gameplay on that. And Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story is relaunching a remake of a classic game in 2019. Obviously the classic Bowser Jr. journey from Bowser's Inside Story. So it just shows you that the 3DS isn't going away just yet. Nintendo still have big plans for it. They still have titles coming in 2019. So they'll definitely spend some time talking about the 3DS during E3, but likely during the Treehouse segments rather than this direct specifically. As for the rumours, well, there's a few of them too. People have been talking about a Mario Maker for Switch. We don't know if that would be a remake of the Wii U 3DS versions of it, but it's a rumor that won't go away, and honestly it makes far too much sense not to do it. So we might see a brand new Mario Maker announced for Switch. There's also the Pokemon Gen 8. We know that's coming in 2019. It was confirmed at the Pokemon event. We may get the first details of that, although I'm not entirely sure we will, because it might have a bit of mixed messaging. So that's likely we're likely to find out more about that probably in December and January of next year. But who knows, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll get a little tease for that as well during this direct. There's been this ongoing rumor about Star Fox on Switch. Now, it's not the Star Fox game you're expecting either. The rumor is it's going to be Star Fox Grand Prix, which is similar in style to Diddy Kong Racing and F-Zero. Rumored by good old 4chan, but it's also been corroborated by Eurogamer and other sources. There's likely to be an adventure mode and a hub world, and it's basically going to be kind of a Mario Kart style game where you're racing, but also a bit more of a single player experience as well. So looking towards maybe Mario Tennis Aces in terms of the single player component of the game, making something more of it than just your standard race affair as well, and Mario Kart 8 Lite. Sounds really interesting. Nice way to reimagine Star Fox, and it's rumored to be the game that Retro Studios have been working on all this time. Retro Studios, of course, have also been rumored to be working on Donkey Kong Country 3. We've seen Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze came out this year. Great Wii U game that not many people got to play, but are now getting to re-experience on Switch. Fantastic title. They're also been rumored to be working on a new Donkey Kong Country exclusively for Switch as well. Maybe we'll get details on that at this E3, maybe not. Maybe that's something that'll be revealed at a future E3, but that's certainly something that Retro Studios have also been said to be involved with as well. Other stuff, Overcooked 2 was shown on the same listing as Paladins and Fortnite when that was revealed. Paladins has since been confirmed, and Fortnite is all but confirmed at this point. So that suggests that Overcooked 2 is happening. But it's interesting it was shown on a Switch floor plan. Does this mean that this is a Switch exclusive? We have learned that Overcooked was sold the best on Switch, as have a lot of indie games, so it could be a very interesting thing for titles to actually now start thinking about some exclusivity with Nintendo. And Overcooked 2 would be a great game, makes a lot of sense to appear on Switch, or maybe some timed exclusivity or content exclusivity at least, but it appears that Overcooked 2 is coming. Great news, fantastic game, love to see a sequel to it. It could be a Switch exclusive, it could just be that it appeared on that particular listing and was broken that way. We may get some details at E3's Direct for Nintendo to kind of bolster up their third-party support. At this point, we also know that Dragon Ball FighterZ has also been confirmed for Switch. It appears that might be mentioned during this Direct as well. Big news, big game, exciting times for Nintendo, another huge statement of intent from them. And finally, an N64 Classic Edition. Now, this isn't a huge leap really, considering how successful both the NES and the SNES Mini have been. It makes a lot of sense. It could also be released this year, which would be massive, and trademark listings have also supported this theory as well. So an N64 Classic could be revealed at this E3 Direct as well. Possibly, again, that could have its own Direct in the future, who knows, but that's certainly something that could go on sale this year, certainly would make a lot of sense to be revealed, and is definitely something that I would love to get my hands on, because N64 is one console I kind of had, but I never really got to grips with the library because I kind of almost priced myself out of it with the price of the cartridges, and I was still a bit young at the time. So definitely one I would love to get my hands on, and I don't think I've experienced enough of the quality on the N64 to really say that yes, I truly experienced the N64 as a gamer. Of course, I played Super Mario 64 and Donkey Kong and things like that, but there's plenty of other big games that I missed for sure. And of course, it wouldn't be a Nintendo E3 Direct if we didn't mention Mother 3, would it? Everyone seems to think Mother 3 is going to happen at some point. It's the running joke of Nintendo E3 Directs. Everyone says Mother 3, everyone expects Mother 3, nobody gets Mother 3. But maybe this is the time, maybe this is the place. You've got to keep it in the back of your mind, guys. You've got to keep it in the back of your mind. Thing is, Metroid Prime was also that same joke, you know? Everyone was saying, oh, you know, it's going to happen, it's never going to happen. And then what happened? It appeared. It was like, oh, wow, it's actually happening. Wow, it's great. So there you go. And of course, we didn't mention it as well. Bayonetta 3 has also been confirmed. That's a Switch exclusive. Bayonetta 1 and 2 released earlier this year. Great acclaim for both of those titles. Bayonetta 3 is in the works for Switch. We know that for definite. We probably will see a bit more about that at E3 as well. And there's probably tons of other stuff as well, because Nintendo is just, it's a treasure trove of exciting surprises. We never quite know what we're going to get, but we're excited. It's, as I say, it's one of the most exciting directs of the show. We think we know a lot of what we're going to see, but we're pretty sure that there are going to be surprises too. So lots to talk about as far as Nintendo is concerned. And that rounds it up, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for all these videos, for all your likes, all your comments, all your subscribing. Really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed these videos. Please stick around for future content, because we are a DLC focused channel. There's been lots of big DLC announcements during the E3, and we've got lots of DLC reviews we want to get through. We also do talk about main games as well. We've got lots of opinion pieces coming. We've got podcasts and vodcasts, all sorts of cool content of an Expansive. If you've enjoyed anything you've seen in these E3 videos, please do think about sticking around and giving us a subscribe and supporting us. It's been so much fun doing these videos. Thank you so much for all of your support, and we hope you enjoy E3, and we'll hopefully see you for another video soon.